Welcome to eDoc Organizer Business Edition Demo. Today, we will briefly discuss what makes eDoc Organizer different from our competitors, and then demonstrate some of our features. Many document management programs require hours of training to get your staff familiar with a new program. eDoc Organizer truly is designed to be easy to use. eDoc Organizer organizes documents into categories using labels. You may be familiar with the standard folder method of filing documents where one document is categorized into one folder. Labels allow that same document to be categorized under as many labels as the user wants. This creates an environment to search for that document with ease and reduces wasted time trying to recall the location of the document. So this is the eDoc Organizer Business Edition client user interface. As you can see, these are the document thumbnails, and then our labels are over here. Let's go ahead and enlarge one of these documents so we can take a look at it. So I'm just going to double click on it. From here, we can actually look at the document properties. So what labels have been applied to this document, what comments, the date, the name of the document, all of these things can be edited right here. We can also zoom in and out, rotate the document, print it, email it, export, and we can even add a added security password onto this document alone if we'd like to. So let's go ahead and close out of here. So next I'd like to show you how to add a label. So we'll go up here and push Add New Label. Here we can choose the color. Let's choose this purple. Hit OK, and then decide which label group this label will be applied to. So I've chosen these for the demo, but these are customizable for your business. So we're going to call this label Electric for the bill type. And down here is our label suggestion feature. So we'll click OK and add any words that when a document is OCR'd, if these words that we're about to type are within that document, this label will be suggested for that document. So let's go ahead and add the words power and electricity. We'll push OK, and here's our new label. So anytime you want to add a label after you've already imported the document, you can just drag and drop it. We can also edit and delete labels here and shuffle them around so you can have a different order of them. So next, let's go ahead and scan in a document. So we come up here and we push scan. And here's our scanning wizard. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and check and make sure all of the aspects of the document are to our liking. So we'll make sure that the scanner that we're going to use is the scanner we want to use. So there's a drop down here. So we'll make sure that it's black and white because that's what we want today. And our default setting is for PDF files, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then OCR, we're going to go ahead and pick English because that's what the document is in. But we have the ability to do it in 7 different languages or not do it at all. So OCR is actually optical character recognition. So what that means is any text within the document, OCR will go ahead and read that and remember it so we can search by that text at a later time. So we'll go ahead and pick English and we'll go ahead and scan. So here's our document. We can go ahead and clean it up if we'd like to, or we can scan more pages. We could save this document and start a new document, or we can just save and close. Let's go ahead and save and close. This is actually when we're going to go ahead and OCR the document at this point. So here's where we can actually apply the properties of the document. So what we'll go ahead and do is give this document a name. So let's go ahead and call it newsletter, comments, investing, newsletter. We'll go ahead and choose a couple of labels for it. So I'll apply needs reviewed, September, and we'll go ahead and apply 2013. We can change the date over here if we'd like to. So let's go ahead and apply. And there's our new document. So right here it shows that we actually have a comment attached to the document. Here's the labels that we applied, the date, and then the title, as well as the thumbnail. So other than scanning in your documents into eDoc Organizer, you can import them. So just by clicking this button, picking your file name, and then opening it, you'll go through the same process as scanning will. Another way to do it is to actually drag and drop. So let me demonstrate that for you. So I picked a cute picture of a koala, and we'll just go ahead and drag and drop it right into eDoc Organizer. And then we could apply any labels, name the koala, comment about it, Or we could skip it and do this at a later time. So we'll just go ahead and push apply. And there's our picture of our koala. So let's go ahead and enlarge back our screen. We can actually import an entire folder at a time if we'd like to. So we'll go to File, Import Folder. We can browse for the folder name and then import it there. Another feature of eDoc Organizer is our folder monitoring. So to set that up, we go to Tools, Configure Folder Monitors, and we can actually add a folder, name it, and then go ahead and preset any documents that come in through that folder. So the idea of folder monitoring is anytime a document is added to a folder, eDoc Organizer will recognize that it's a new document and import it automatically. So we can actually set up labels and or comments that each document that comes in through that folder will have applied to. So then we'd save it. We'll go ahead and cancel it. So next I'd like to show you our screen capture tool. So the idea of screen capture is anything you're looking at on your screen you can turn into a document. So what we'll do is we'll just open up our Internet Explorer and whatever we're looking at, so we'll leave up the screen and we'll go up to screen capture, and now we can actually take a picture and make it into a document, anything that we're looking at. So let's just do that. And now it's a document. So we could do it again, save and close or cancel. We'll save and close. And now we can apply any labels. So we'll go ahead and say statement. We'll say September 2013. We can name it stocks. And we'll go ahead and leave the comments blank. And there's our screen capture. So the next thing that I'd like to demonstrate is the eDoc Organizer virtual printer. So any application that you can print from, you can choose eDoc Printer to print that into eDoc as a document. So what we'll do is I've found a red roasted pepper dip recipe and with printing applications. And so what I do is I click on that and I can select print. And I'll choose eDoc Organizer Printer. And as you can see, it printed into a document into eDoc Organizer. So again, we can apply any properties. Here's an example of our label suggestions. So somewhere within this doc, 2011 was found, and so I don't want that label applied, so I just have to uncheck it and it won't be applied to this document. So I can apply recipe, and we'll just go ahead and name it dip recipe and apply, and there's our recipe. So now let's start talking about how to search within eDoc Organizer. So we have the ability to search by anything that was within any document that was OCR'd, any text. What we can do is try the word dip, and the only document with the word dip in it comes up. We can search by date. We can choose the little calendar to select dates, or we can type them in. So when a document is imported into eDoc Organizer, it'll be remembered as that date unless you change it, of course. And every time a document is edited, that is also remembered. So the last editing date or the date that it was imported, you can search for it by that. So let's search from August 1st of 2013 to September 11th, 2013. We'll apply. All documents that fit that criteria have appeared here. We can also search by labels. So any document that has recipe applied to it will come up. We can unclick that. And you can search for more than one label at a time. So we'll look for 2013 and August. And there's our document. Also remember that not just the OCR content, but any comments made to a document is also searchable up here in the text box, or their title. Also, another thing to note is down here you'll see how many documents you have within eDoc Organizer. You can go ahead and click Show All, and that'll also clear out the filter. So lastly, let's talk about exporting documents. So again, select your document. You can email it, export it, print it. So let's go ahead and open up the document. And again, up here you have the PDF editing capabilities. So if this was a multi-page document, you could reorder them, delete specific pages, add pages. And here we could email or even print the document. So we'll go ahead and close this document. So this is the basic overview of the desktop client for Business Edition. The other component that I'd like to show you today is the server console. So let's go ahead and open our server console. So we'll click here. So as you can see, this is our Business Edition server console. So this is the individual information about your computer, your documents store. So when you manage your users, what that means is you have the ability to control what documents and what labels your individual users have access to. So as the administrator, I have access to all the labels and all of the documents. But perhaps some of my employees shouldn't have access to all of my documents and perhaps shouldn't have editing abilities for certain labels. So let's go ahead and take a look. Bob here has access only to add documents to the program. He cannot edit or delete documents. He cannot add or edit or delete labels. Down here it'll show you just which labels he cannot see. So Bob has the ability to see all labels except invoices, receipts, and 2011. So any document that has the label 2011, receipt, or invoice, or all three if that's applicable, he will not have access to. So he won't even see the document thumbnail over here. He will not see those labels over here. So he doesn't even know that he doesn't see it. So let's go ahead and save and take a look at another one. So down here we have Lily. Lily has access to add, edit, and delete all documents and all labels. So let's go ahead and open up Lily. She cannot see any documents with the label applied that says electric on it. So she doesn't even see this label. She wouldn't see any documents with this label applied, or mortgage or gas. So we'll go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and create a new user altogether. So we'll go ahead and say add. So this username will be Ron. We'll set up the password. So obviously you could change this at any time if that user wanted to. We'll just go ahead and say 1234 as their password. So let's say Ron should have the ability to add and edit documents, and he can add labels, but that's the extent of the power we want to give him at this time. So at this point you can see that there's no labels in here, so he can see everything. So until you decipher what labels you do not want Ron to see, he can see everything. So we'll go ahead and say document types. Let's say we do not want Ron to have access to receipts. So he has access to all documents except any that have the label applied that says receipt. So we'll save it, and then we'll see that he'll be down here now. So for a quick check, you can see what they have access to. You can open up, see, nope, he can't see receipts. Save that. You can also delete a user. If you let a staff go, you can go ahead and just delete that user here. So we'll close this. Here you can rebuild your search index. Next, let's go to backup. So you have two options for your backup. You can either go with our online backup service, which here would be a link for you to sign up, and then you'd put in your information, schedule automatic backups. So you could say backup every 6 hours automatically, or you could backup now if you had your information filled in. And then you can also locally backup. So you just click this button and it would locally back up to this computer. So next we'll go to restore. Same thing. You can either choose our online backup. Again, here's the link. So there's your online backup link. We'll close that. Put in your information and then you could say restore now, or locally backup, which you just click this button. Next, let's show you the recycle bin. So these are all of the documents that have been deleted. So if you accidentally delete a document, no problem. You just go to the recycle bin and you can restore now if you'd like to. So we'll just click on this document and say restore, and then it would be added back into your eDoc organizer. Or you could delete it individually. You could empty your recycle bin here and you can refresh. So let's talk about the log. So this is your audit log. So this talks about everything that happened. And then our about tab, you can access your support. It'll tell you what version you're on, remind you of your registration code. So let's go back to settings. You could stop your server here if you needed to. Again, you should always keep your server running because that's how your clients get all of their information. Or you could start your server there as well. This wraps up our Business Edition demo. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please email us at sales@edocllc.com or visit our website at edocorganizer.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.